So in this video, I want to discuss the use of reference lines, which I find extremely useful. Um, so we can just go in and create a new corridor using the same example as we've done before. And this time I can choose to add in reference lines. So in this example, what I've actually got here is the curb or the channel strings elevated up in 3D, but they're just thrupney bit elevations. So they're basically just got a height every 10 meters, but they're not going to follow the vertical alignment, which makes them of some use, but maybe not as useful as they could be. So here I'm just going to choose to add them, and I can select the two channel strings which go the full length of the road, which of course we can connect to do that. And then we're just going to add them, close, and we're going to carry on and create a first template. So the useful thing with having reference lines is if we add them in, we can see them. Even if we don't use them, we can actually see them in our cross-section view. So if I'm looking at the road drawings and I know where the changes of grade are, so if I say, for instance, that we know that this offset is 2.75 and the slope is minus 2.5%, then I can see the reference string here, which is called 4, and 2, and I can see how it compares. So I can basically see what's happening to that 3D string and just use it as a double check that what I'm keying in roughly aligns to what's there. And that's the way I generally use reference lines. Now, what we can also do with reference lines is we can actually connect between them. So if I just go and edit this template here, and instead of me saying we want to put that in as a, so we're just going to edit here. And I'll just delete this instruction altogether just now. And we're going to choose to add a new instruction. And here I'm going to use connect. And I can just say we want to connect from node 1 to node 2, which is this string here. And it's going to add that all the way through the project. And we're going to do the same from node 1 to node 3 and add that all the way through the project. And then what we can do is at the end, well, there's a couple of things I would change here. So one of them is I'm going to put this limitation on the left-hand offset and right-hand offset, stop it going out too far. And what essentially is happening here is it's just going to basically create a template that is constantly connecting the centerline string to the curb string. The only slight potential problem, and you can probably see it here just flickering around a little bit, is the centerline string will follow the vertical alignment because that's what we've got in here. And the connect string will basically be this thrupney bit alignment, which is in the vertical, where it's basically going in whatever interval that you've been given it by your engineer, but it might be every 10 meters. And essentially it means that we get this fluctuation in the grade. It's probably easiest to show you in another example where I've exaggerated it. So here what I've done is in the 3D view, I've got a road alignment that's got a vertical curve in it, and I've got a height either side of the connect string. So when we look at the cross section, we can see that the grade fluctuates because it's basically just connecting the centerline string to the channel strings. So I like to use reference lines as references, so I can see them in the cross-section display, but I don't generally use them to actually generate the road itself, because we're not given it in the same amount of information as we have the centerline string on. So that's just a small video on reference lines inside alignments.